Avec ça, j'ai le grand plaisir de faire le bienvenue à ma patronne, Madame Catherine Luelo. Catherine is a Deputy Minister at the Treasury Board of Canada Secretariat and the Chief Information Officer of Canada. Prior to her appointment in July 2021, she was the Senior Vice President and Chief Information Officer at Air Canada and held a number of positions in major companies such as Enbridge, WestJet, and TELUS. Please join me in welcoming Catherine to the stage.
Bon matin, bonjour, and ocean since COVID started. Okay, that's pretty good. How many want to go over the ocean now? Okay, very good. My little bit of my inner airline thanks you for that. There are participants and speakers from over 50 public service organizations and agencies from around the world. Many colleagues from the Government of Canada are joining in person, and I think we've got several hundred of you joining online, both locally and internationally. Today's a very timely agenda, with many conversations on digitization, service transformation, and developing talent, all things that I know are top of our mind. An event like this is an opportunity for us to share knowledge, ideas, and have 1 + 1 + 1 = 10. So I encourage you to have those conversations, and oftentimes some of the best conversations at these conferences happen outside these doors. So I'm pleased actually to have the opportunity this morning to talk to you about our digital ambition from a Government of Canada perspective. In August, we launched this, and we were at a little bit of a backdrop. We were having some service challenges in the government, and so it was a really appropriate time for us to share the accumulation of many months of work, which really talked about how digitization of government could improve service to Canadians and ultimately lead to more trust, transparency, and support of democracy. Our ambition statement is very simple: to enable the delivery of government in the digital age for all Canadians. That means leaving no Canadians behind. How we're going to do this: all of the data we have as government and use that collectively, respecting privacy, respecting security, making sure Canadians understand what we're using their data for to inform better policy, better programs, and better program delivery. Action-ready digital strategy and policy. Very specifically, we've renamed our policy team Policy and Performance. It's no longer good enough to develop policy. You need to make sure that it's implemented, and we're going to be spending a lot of time, and that means going out and living with the teams that have to implement the policies. So that's something very, very top of my mind. And as someone who's had the privilege to run wide-scale, time-sensitive operations working in both the energy sector and in the aviation sector, that's the lens that we're trying to bring to the conversation. And the final pillar of our strategy is structural evolution in funding, talent, and culture. And I think all of our organizations are probably struggling with that right now. So I'm really hopeful that the Team Canada can come back with some great suggestions from all the different geographies that are here today to help us advance that. That's, to me, the foundational pillar of our overall plan. Digital government in a modern age is kind of not a choice anymore. And you think about the progression that's happened during COVID. Your digital agenda brought to you by COVID is a thing that's happened with businesses globally, but certainly from digital transformations are radically transforming the way we live, work, and interact. Citizens are looking for government to lay the path towards secure and reliable, private, user-centric. And so when I talk to the team about digital ambition, we talk about open government, privacy, and security as sort of those foundational components that have to underpin everything that we're doing. So all of this is top of mind for me, and I want to just maybe end with 2 comments. I want to keep us rolling on time here this morning, and I'm looking forward to spending a little bit more time with you this afternoon. The digital agenda is one that we all share, and I encourage you very much over the next day or so to really press thinkings and to learn from one another. There's two other things that, this event is in the backdrop of. So October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, at least here in Canada. And so I'm just going to encourage you to think about over the next couple days, what's one thing you can learn about security as a digital leader, because that is a team sport. And so I encourage you to kind of keep cybersecurity in the back of your mind. The other thing, related but not related, it is Mental Health Month as well. And so as leaders, very much our job to ensure that we are having those conversations in our workplace. I don't know what it's like in your organization, but I know in the Government of Canada, workload is extreme. It has been going on for quite some time. We have been dealing with people working from audience for joining. We are absolutely delighted to be hosting in Ottawa today. The weather's always like this. I was walking over from the office and I'm like, my goodness, it's like a Chamber of Commerce kind of day out there today. It's blue sky, the Parliament, the leaves are just trying to turn. It's always like this here. So for those of you that are interested in coming to work in Ottawa for the federal government, we're hiring. Thank you.